for a lot of people, you know, myself included, you sometimes get into a band and you start to trace the history and what they're sampling, then you learn about it, and like that's been a life-defining thing for me, you know, getting into Public Enemy, tracing down what they're sampling, getting into Nirvana, what are they influenced by, getting into those things. So I can't imagine someone listening to a Girl Talk record and not knowing that it's sample-based. So yeah, it's clear, and you know, I always like to list the samples and everything like that. You know, not even necessarily on a moral obligation. I do feel like it's right to do that, but I also just think it's interesting for people to learn if they want to. You know, I hear it all the time where people are like, oh, I've never heard of Electric Light Orchestra before, you know, like some 12-year-old kid on Facebook, and it's like, now I'm checking out the records. And, you know, that's not a goal of mine, but, you know, everything I sample I am a fan of, so it's absolutely a positive thing, and I'm excited about it. I feel like with people who are passionate about music and definitely the conceptual side and kind of thinking about those sort of things, you know, and kind of borrowing motifs or elements, goes back to classical music and of course like folk music and folk traditions, passing things down. And it's a little different. This is just kind of definitely the modern technique of that, physically manipulating what's come before you as opposed to just borrowing those ideas. So I think, you know, those potential stigmas attached to sampling not being a legitimate art form, I think, I'm not saying they'll go away entirely, but I do think it's just, well, the new generation will have a fundamentally different opinion.